Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I am well, thank you. I didn't realize you were an actress also, singer, songwriter, actress. Girl, you do it all. I love it.
I try. Yes, acting is something that I've definitely tried to kind of get into more as I've gotten older. I studied it in school and I was in acting classes when I was young, and it was always something that I really thought I wanted to do until I
Mhm.
found music. And then I realized that I would love music way more. But I guess now that I'm kind of on that journey, I think acting is something that I would love to look at again.
Yeah. Any scripts coming your way for now? Or are you still just kind of doing the music piece? And if one lands in your lap, you'll go for it?
I'm still doing the music. I have had a couple of scripts come to me. I last year I had quite a cool like TV show that came to me, but I think it's just not the right time. I think it's
Mhm.
something that timing is everything, and also just the amount of time that I would need to put into it that would take me away from music, and I don't want to overwhelm myself. So I think it'll be something that I do when I have more time.
I understand. Now let's go back to the name thing just for a minute. We were just talking about how my name's Beyonce, just like the
Yes.
other Beyonce, the queen bee. I bow down. I don't want the beehive coming for me. But where did you get your name Mahalia? Because when I first heard that there was a new artist, Mahalia, someone came to me and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna put Mahalia in rotation. And I'm like, wait, not the great gospel great Mahalia Jackson. Is there any correlation with your
There
name? And
is, yes. So
tell
it's so it's actually interesting because when I was a kid, I knew of Mahalia Jackson. My mum would play her gospel records at home quite a lot, so I knew that. In my head I thought, oh my gosh, I'm named after this incredible gospel singer, and I wanted to be a singer. But then my mum, when I got older, my mum kind of not ruined it, but she basically explained. So her and her friend, who were really close, her friend had a baby called Mahalia, who was named after Mahalia Jackson. And my mum
Oh,
loved the name so much that she then named me Mahalia. So it was kind of through the other woman.
okay.
Um, but really and truly, yeah. Like, and the fact that Mahalia Jackson was, such a prominent voice in my house, and we would listen to her and I would watch videos of her, I really would say, yeah, I am. And it was kind of, yeah, I definitely felt scared when I first came to the States, and I was like, hey, I'm Mahalia. And
I
everybody
love
was
it.
like, you know who you're named after? And I was like, I know, and I'm trying to live up to that name.
Yes.
Um, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I've been wanting to ask you that, and I'm like, okay, I'll have the opportunity to ask you today. So great story. I absolutely love it. It's kind of cool to have the same name as someone who's like bigger than life. Trust me,
Yeah.
I know all about it. Even though I'm older than Beyonce, must have had the name first, but still, it is what it is. But you have several EPs, a couple of albums, Diary of Me, Love and Compromise. Here on B103, we are playing whenever you're ready. BRB, your sound is incredible. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Every time I play one of your songs, I get the, who's that, Beyonce? Who is that? And I'm proudly like, her name is Mahalia. Pretty new artist, kind of, sort of. You've been around for a few years now doing your
Yeah.
thing. But talk about your style. How would you categorize it? I know there's that alternative R&B, that neo soul piece. How would you describe your style?
So I mean, I totally think it is everything that you just said. I think it is kind of slightly alternative R&B, neo soul. And then my dad, when I was a kid, he used to call my music psycho acoustic soul. And
Mm,
I remember because India Irie's acoustic soul was one of my favorite albums, and I always loved that phrase because it is that. And like at that point, I was playing the guitar and I was singing. So it very much was acoustic soul. And then when I started working with Sonic and producers and kind of finding that alternative sound, my dad called it psychoacoustic soul. So I think there's many ways to describe it, but I've always loved that. And like, keeping that acoustic live instrumentation feel in there has always been really important to me. And it's also why I always do acoustic versions of all my songs, because I want people to be able to
yeah.
hear it with the beat and with the production, but also in a stripped back way. And that's kind of what I come from.
Yes, I've been checking out your videos. You are amazing. Your voice,
Thank
it's
you.
light, it's airy, it's sensual, it's sexy. It's such a vibe. Like, I really, really love it. And you know what really got me though, because this is one of my favorite songs, Peaches by Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, mine
When I
too.
heard you do the acoustic version of that, I was like, okay, fan, fan. Yeah, it's amazing. That just happens to be one of my favorite songs, and your
Thank
version
you.
you just hit that out the ballpark.
Oh,
Good,
thank you. I
good.
was so nervous that day because I like couldn't get Gibeon's verse in my head, and I was doing it for the One Extra live lounge over
Yeah.
here, and I
Uh-huh.
had the flu, so I was like singing and my nose was blocked. I know. But I love that song too, and I've just put it into my live set, so now I get to play it on stage, which is really fun.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I really love it. Now, who would you like to collab with? I know some of your influences, Lauryn Hill, Erica Badu. Is
Yeah.
there anyone in life that you could just get on a record with and just go for it?
Oh, there I have a long list. I think right now, just kind of based off of who I'm like really, really loving right now. I think Daniel Caesar has always been at the top of my list. Yeah, ever since I first heard Freudian, I just like I was just so in awe of his storytelling and his because that album totally takes you on a journey. And I didn't know what Freudian meant. And like going on that journey with him and like this kind of journey through love and a relationship, I just thought, wow, who is this guy?
Mhm.
And so he is top of my list. I think I've always loved rappers and I've always loved hip hop, and I think I would love to work with either Kendrick Lamar or Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco has been one
Okay.
of my favorites since I was a
Yes,
kid.
yeah, he's from my
um,
city, Chicago,
is
right down the
he?
street. Oh
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know that. Oh, that's amazing.
yes.
Um, so yeah, I loved him. And there's that song Daydreaming he has with Jill Scott
Mhm.
that like still to this day makes me so happy when I hear it. She is also someone that I would love to sing with.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, when I was a kid, I would always try and like I would always try and imitate Jill Scott and Angie Stone, and I so badly wanted to have a voice that was that powerful and that big. And I think that's actually probably why it took me so long to find my voice, was
Mhm.
because I was so focused on trying to sound like other people. But I would love to, even if I didn't sing with them, I would love to meet both of those two ladies just because they inspired me so
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, and it probably will happen real soon. Trust me,
much.
you are just catapulting, and I love that. What are you working on right now?
I'm working on my second album,
Hmm.
which is super exciting. I'm actually this is my, well, not my studio, but this is the studio that I work in most days.
Okay.
I live just around the corner, so I walk down here most days and come in here, and no one's actually in here with me now. I'm just kind of here on my own, but
Okay.
finishing some vocals up. So yeah, I would like to say that I'm working on my second album. I think it's nearly finished, which is really exciting.
Okay.
And I'm really proud. I'm definitely really proud of the music that I'm making where I'm at right now.
Are you able to give me a little sneak peek or a little scoop?
Oh,
Or do we need to keep everything low key right now?
everything's low key right now,
Okay.
mainly just because of time and like being an
Mhm.
artist signed to a label. There's so many bridges I have to cross before I put an album out. So I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
But all those women, what I will say actually is that Maya Angelou heavily inspired this album.
Mm.
Yeah, she heavily inspired this album with one of her poems. I won't say which one because then it will completely just blow the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
But she heavily inspired this album, and all of those women that we just talked about also heavily inspired this album and are mentioned. So that's my little golden nugget for the day.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Now, when do you expect it to drop? Sometime in 2022, or
Yeah,
perhaps can we get it in later this year? Or no, we got to wait
I
to next.
think probably next year. So I'm hoping to release just some more music from the album this year so that people can really get a taste of where I'm going with it. And then
Mhm.
I think in an ideal world I would release it more towards the beginning of next year.
Okay.
just to kind of get it out and then be able to tour again and start working on something new. So yeah.
Do you work in the UK or here in the States, or do you kind of go back and forth? How does that work?
So usually I work back and forth.
Okay.
I would say when I was writing my first album, I was here in the UK for half of it. And then I was between LA and New York for the last part of it. But obviously because of the pandemic, I've been here for the whole process of this, which has been quite strange. And it's meant that I've not been able to link up with some of my favorite producers out in the States. But it's also been really cool to kind of actually have to like find people here that I love working with and who inspire me. So yeah, it's been really good.
Nice. Mahalia, where would you like to see yourself in the next year or maybe two?
I mean, I would love to see myself as an artist not in a pandemic. Touring the world again, I think is the first thing on my list. Having a second album out would be amazing. I think that's been, ever since the pandemic started, my main focus has just been about making another body of work that people will love. And I do hope to see my success grow, and it'd be nice to get a couple more nominations, but who knows,
Yeah.
that's never really been like the top of my list. I think it's lovely when it happens because it kind of allows you as an artist to remind yourself how far you've come and how well you've done. But yeah, I think I would love to see some growth in my success, and yeah, just get back out there. I'm ready now.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am so happy for you and all your success so far. Like I said, your career is definitely catapulting, and
Thank you.
I am a fan. I'm a fan. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, and I wish you the best in all that you do. Now, any plans on coming through the Midwest, like Chicago, anytime soon or anything like that?
Absolutely. I've only been to the Chicago. God, not the Chicago. I've only been to Chicago once before, and I was only
Okay.
there for a day. So I would really, really love
Oh,
to come
oh,
and
you
just be able
definitely
to
have
see
to
the
come.
city. Yeah,
Yes, I will even take you on a personal tour. So
I would
when
love
you
that.
come, yes, somebody reach out to me and let me know when you're in town, and we can definitely hang.
That would be amazing. And then when all my friends say to me, "Oh my God, who are you in Chicago with?" I'll just say Beyonce.
Love it. Make sure you say Beyonce Foxx though. I don't,
Absolutely. That
I don't want them thinking the Queen Bee. Yeah, but thank you
you are the
again.
queen bee. You're the queen bee
Oh,
of Chicago.
oh, thank you so much. And you're a queen as well. And I thank you again. And I wish you the best in your career. I'll be looking out for you, girl. And I'll be listening
Yes.
and playing your songs on V103. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for having me.